to Oxidize.
Okay, so I clicked at this right this time because, yeah, like,
You just had it set to like 5 minutes.
No, I know. I messed up.
This is your one job.
No,
you do this every single week.
I forgot how it worked a little. What?
We
Let us
started the
know,
show.
Adam.
Oh. Hey guys, welcome to Oxidize. This is season 3, episode 3. Okay,
Wow,
whoa,
it's 3
Adam, we
already.
can't start with this attitude we're having right now.
What
Adam,
attitude,
you will
bro?
go in the corner. We got Dad up in here.
What up?
We got me, and then we got Adam.
Yo. What's
But the
good?
question is, do we have the chair? There it is. I don't know. It's kind of weak tonight.
Maybe the
I don't
mic's
know.
getting good.
The mic is getting good, and it's blocking out the old chair.
Maybe.
So Alice is already head deep into her phone, which is awesome.
No, I'm texting my mom.
So you had the opening.
I had
ready
the
to
opening,
go, and that was it. And then did you have anything else after the botched opening where you were trying to hit the screen and couldn't figure it out?
What's after the opening? Like, what goes like?
Oh, man,
hey
that's
guys,
a
wait
great
a
question.
minute. How are you doing today,
I guess we're in-
Dad?
Who would it? Yeah, there you go.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Adam?
Fine, thanks.
Oh, little love back. That's nice.
Lame.
That's nice. Well, I've got some things to talk about, which is rare.
What a surprise!
Wow.
What about you guys? Anything that you have on the agenda we want to hit on? Adam I'll kick it over to you first. Anything you want to roll with?
Not really. I'm just here to have a good show.
You're just chilling.
Here to have some good combo.
Alice, what are you thinking?
I'm trying to decide what I want from Panda Express.
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and have this conversation. Like literally.
Because I always get orange chicken and white rice, but I'm not really feeling it right now, you know.
So do you do like just the one item?
No.
All right. So how many items do you get?
2 entrees
You get
on
the-
one side.
Okay.
I get
you
the
get
plate.
the big plate.
Now there's one that's 3 entrees, right?
3 entrees.
There's the
Isn't
big
there?
plate, which
Yeah,
is
the
2
bigger
entrees and 2
plate.
sides.
Wait, what was that, Adam?
There's the plate, the big plate, and I think the bigger plate, which is 3 entrees and 2 sides. The big plate is 2 entrees and 2 sides. The plate is 2 entrees and 1 side.
That's not true.
I go to Panda Express once a year, maybe.
There's normal plate. There's bowl, there's plate, and then there's big plate.
Bowl, plate, big plate. So the big plate's the big dog. That's as good as you can do.
Yeah.
All right. So Adam, what is your if you're there, if you're Panda Expressing it, what is your deal?
Most of the time, I go with a beef and broccoli and a orange
Solid.
chicken or a General Tso's chicken, and then white rice and lo mein.
Why would you not get the fried rice? That's a bizarre thing to get.
I get white
That's what I
rice
just
too. I
said.
feel like fried rice is too much.
Did I say fried rice or
Fried
did I
rice
say
is-
white rice?
You said white.
I meant fried rice. I'm sorry.
Okay. There you
No,
go.
I feel like fried rice is too much. It makes me feel too sick.
But then you also get the noodles, Adam?
Yeah.
You're not playing. You come for real. That's great. Atlas, what are you getting? You got it figured out yet?
No. I know I'm gonna get 1 from orange chicken. But I might just get 2 orange chicken.
Well, that's the most boring thing I've heard. So we're going to check back with Atlas through the show as she's apparently putting in her order for her mother for Panda Express.
What about you guys, Oxidizers? Let us know down in the comments of Spotify or YouTube.
Chat us
what's
up.
What's your go-to Panda Express order?
This always feels so sad because it's like we're talking to a brick wall. Brick
Great.
wall.
So here's the one thing that I do like is Panda Express, the Beijing, I think it's called Beijing beef, maybe?
Yes.
It's the hot one. Not quite hot enough, but it's good. It's got a pretty good kick to it. But I always do fried rice just because I feel like you have to. But the beef and broccoli is very solid, by the way. And then they actually have a steamed veggie side that you can get too. So, I mean, you can make it sort of healthy-ish.
Healthy?
Yeah, kind of. It just seems every time I go to Panda Express, it's like they stick their little scoopy thing into this like congealed stuff that's just been sitting there for a while. It's kind of how it feels sometimes.
That's kind of every single place, though.
Well, I guess kind of, but there's just something specifically curated about those Panda Express
talking
containers.
about this. That's making me hungry.
You're always hungry. In fact, this is show number 1 where I think you have not had something to eat either at the onset, before recording, or so far in. So we're proud of you. You're doing
I
great.
don't have anything around. I'd totally be snacking if I did.
Adam's looking around the studio to see if he's got anything to snack on in there.
See, no one can tell.
Did you eat?
Yes, no one can tell.
Watch her eat. Let her eat. Let her cook. Watch her cook. I don't know. I'm crashing.
I'm gonna let it die with you.
What about you, Dad? You said Beijing beef or beef and broccoli?
Yeah, Beijing beef for sure. Yeah, beef and broccoli, Beijing beef. They're both good. Big fan.
I'm curious what Lexi's is.
Well, she's not on the show, so that sucks.
Yeah.
Moving on.
She's not. She's in studio though.
Moving on.
She is?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Did you ask? Oh, she's outside?
She's like right out the door.
Okay, then she's not in studio. Maybe we don't know how doors work.
Oh, well.
Moving on.
Oh, we're moving on. So real quick, big news over the last 24 hours. The Cleveland Browns have re-signed Myles Garrett.
Woo! 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 Woo!
4 years,
woo, woo.
$40 million, takes him up until 2030. He said he wants to go from Cleveland to Canton. And I think that that's exactly what his path is going to be. Canton is the home of the Hall of Fame, for the National Football League Hall of Fame, just about an hour-ish east of Cleveland. Huh. So, yeah, at some point, we should go to the Hall of Fame.
How do you get there?
You would appreciate it. You drive.
How do you get in there?
You pay. There's a ticket at the.
Do people get into the Hall of Fame?
You drive to the. Oh, no. You mean as a player? Well, what
do you mean buy a car?
Well, you drive to it, and then you have to buy a ticket, and then you get in. Like I've gotten in. I am in, not now, but I've been in the NFL Hall of Fame. So you may not know that.
Me too.
Okay, so can you tell me how a player gets in there, though?
It is voted. It is a voting situation. I don't recall exactly how the vote works. It's either people that are in the hall or it's the writers. Maybe it's the NFL press, something like that. But they do a vote. You have to be out of the league for 5 years. And then if you've been out of the league for 5 years, you go through a voting process. And sometimes they'll just get right in. Like they call them first-time balloters. So like Peyton Manning, first-time ballot. It's just great athletes, great football players are going to get in on their first time. Now, it may take you several times where people keep voting for you eventually, and eventually you get in. So it just kind of depends. But Myles will definitely be first rounder. He's a first round pick for the Hall of Fame. Dude's amazing.
You know what's also great up there?
What's that?
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It is. It is very, very underrated.
Right next to the Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio.
So far,
do we know what's going on with the stadium?
Last I saw, there were some lawsuits on taking the stadium away from the lake.
They're suing it because
the Modell law, right?
Yeah, which is because it's a publicly owned property by Cleveland. It can't leave that spot,
right? Which is developed because the Browns originally left Cleveland in 1996, the day that my heart died, to go to Baltimore.
Yep.
And went on just a couple years later to win the Super Bowl, which is great.
The Baltimore Browns?
Great for them. Proud of them.
Baltimore Ravens. So the Browns sued and basically patented Browns and the team colors and the team history and all of that to stay in Cleveland because they knew they'd get another team eventually. So 3 years later, they did. And ever since then, life has not been any better. So that's kind of cool. Myles becomes the highest paid non-quarterback player in NFL history, which again, super cool and totally deserves it, quite frankly. And if you are an NFL junkie, these shows have been dropping on Wednesday, at least for the past 2 weeks. Adam is shaking his head and giving me the cowabunga sign that should be no issue, and dropping it Thursday. The reason that's important, Thursday will be March 12th, not to date it, March 12th. And at Wednesday, March 12th at 4 p.m., the NFL 2025 season actually gets underway. So free agency begins, and you're going to have a whole bunch of other stuff.
What is free agency?
Free agency is where somebody whose contract is ending can go out and become part of another team. So they can't officially, like right now, we just traded for Kenny Pickett. The Browns picked
that's
up
news. We got a quarterback who hasn't touched anyone.
Backup quarterback. He's never been a sexual offender. He was in the Super Bowl this past year. Kenny Pickett was from the Philly Eagles, started with the Steelers. Now he's a Brown. But that's a trade. We traded for Dorian Thompson-Robinson, by the way, Alice. So DTR is gone.
Yeah.
And we gave away a 5th-round pick.
Yeah.
So, but we get Kenny Pickett. That is a trade. That's totally okay.
Yeah.
If a player is leaving and his contract is over for a team to sign him, that can't officially happen until 4 o'clock on Wednesday. So, there's a lot of players that are going to be switching teams, and it really heats up Wednesday. And then April 24th, so about another 5-6 weeks after the league start, draft. So, going to be interesting. Browns have number 2 draft pick, so that's kind of a big deal. And we'll see what they do with it. But they got Miles to stay around for 4 years, so
that's good.
That's a good thing. We need to have that.
We needed that, and we needed a new quarterback.
Yes, all of those things are heading in the right direction. And hey, all I know right now is we're undefeated. So we're going to run with that until the first week in September, whenever the games kick off, and then we will not be. So there you go. A little bit of the Browns update. We are now about a week and a half away from the Thermal Club Grand Prix. Again, that'll be on Fox. And big news article today about what Fox is planning on doing with the Indy 500 coverage, and a bunch of Fox personalities, a bunch of non-Fox personalities. I don't know if you guys got to see the St. Petersburg Grand Prix at all, but they had A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez from the New York Yankees there. They drove him around in the 2-seater right before the race went green.
Wasn't he a steroid guy? Didn't he?
No, I don't think so. I think A-Rod was always pretty clean. I think he's got a pretty good. Yeah, I think A-Rod's got a pretty good reputation. But he had a microphone on the whole time around, and they would turn his microphone on as he's going through around some of these corners at like 2.5 Gs, and he's like, "Oh my god!" You could just hear him like trying to speak through it, but it was really cool. So I think for the Indy 500, they're just going to pull out a ton of star power to try to get one of the biggest viewing audiences ever. And the other thing I read too is if you think about the Kentucky Derby. You guys know anything about the Kentucky Derby? What do we know there? Horse racing, anything else? Is that about it? Adam?
I know where it's at.
Okay, where is it?
In Kentucky.
Where in Kentucky? Any idea?
I don't know specifics, but whenever I would go down to Nashville, I would always stop at a gas station right across the street from the Derby place.
Churchill Downs.
That's what it's
in
called.
Louisville.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
it's like right outside of Louisville.
Everybody bets on horse racing. Everybody bets on that day. Like it's one of the biggest betting days of the year, other than the Super Bowl. And they're going to try to do a similar thing with IndyCar racing, specifically the Indy 500, to try to ramp up in a worldwide sort of thing where they're the gambling aspect. Now that sports betting is legal, it's kind of a whole different world there. So it's going to be interesting. Kind of looking forward to it. But yeah, it's definitely horses. So good job. Thanks for chiming in.
Yay!
Adam, what'd you do this weekend, man?
Actually, honestly, not a lot.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Did you go anywhere? Was it just a hang out, chill out, relax? Any highlights?
Yeah. No highlights whatsoever.
No highlights of the weekend. Didn't do much. Nope. Alice, what about you? Nope. What was your weekend plans? Oh,
I was watching. Don't say that. I was watching. I stayed here.
Yes,
because I was watching Garrett the dog.
Garrett the dog, the studio dog. That's right.
Friday night, I had a friend over and we watched some shows. Saturday night, I had a movie marathon, so I watched 4 horror movies.
Nice.
Because I have a list of horror movies that I need to go through. So.
How many are still on your list?
A lot.
Oh, okay.
Because I only cleared off 2 that night. What?
What ones have you watched?
What do you mean?
Like this weekend, which ones did you knock off?
I watched Megan is Missing, which wasn't on that list, but I still watched it.
Okay.
I watched.
Wait, isn't Megan like the AI doll or whatever?
No, Megan. Different. Well, Megan is the AI doll, but Megan is Missing is a fake documentary. It's not really a documentary because they say it's a documentary. They say it's real.
Got it.
It's about this girl who got kidnapped.
Okay. Was it good?
It Very exploitive.
Explorative. I like that. What about
exploitive?
Exploitive. Okay.
So,
and then what about the second one? What was that?
I watched Trap.
Okay. Was it good?
Was it good?
It was fine. It didn't have to be as long as it was. It was a very long movie.
Have you either of you guys watched what was the movie we talked about in spooky season with the dog?
Oh.
Good
Good Boy.
Good Boy. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen that yet?
No.
I haven't either. I'm
I
terrified
was waiting to
of it.
watch it with you.
All right. Well, when you're over next, we'll do it. But right now, I'm just saying, I still can't do it. I'm just terrified. I have no idea why I'm so terrified of it, but it just spooks me out.
Because it's a man in a dog suit.
Yeah, it could very well be.
And
there's times where, sorry, Atlas. Go ahead.
No, you can go. It's whatever.
Just going to say there's some times where that dog reminds me of Garrett, the way he sits and looks at me. So it's a little bit creepy. Atlas, back to you.
Oh, yeah. My friend agreed that he is humanized. And then I watched Pearl, which was on my list. Trap and Pearl were on my list. So I knocked those off. Pearl was good.
Okay.
And then I watched Final Destination.
That's the one that we talked about, right?
Yes.
What's the video game? I always get these things confused. There's Final Destination and Final
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy. Is that the one that had like 16 different movies or 16 different games too, like Final Fantasy 7 or whatever?
Final Fantasy 7 Remake Rebirth.
Okay, thank you. Yes, absolutely. And then the movie is Final Destination, and they also have 7 or so like
they're coming out with a new one.
And then there's the Final Countdown.
Also part of it or different?
No, the Final Countdown's a song.
Oh, the song? Oh, yeah. I remember that song. That came out when I was young.
Yeah, you're old.
Trying to think
1985.
Who is it by?
The people who made the song.
It was not 1985. Final Countdown came out way later than 85. It had to come out early 90s.
Europe.
Oh my gosh.
Europe.
What year?
Go to album.
What year did it come out?
1986.
Oh my gosh.
I think you're just old.
Man, I am old. I was 13 when that came out. And I remember thinking like, this is alternative music of all alternative musics.
You were 13 in 1986?
That's how the math works, bro. Yes.
I was 13 in 2013.
Correct. I was 13 in 86, 26 when you were born. So it was 13 years before you were born that song came out. So if you want to think about it that way, that's kind of weird.
Really I was 13 in a year. I was 13 in 2019. I'm going to stop.
You were 13 in a year?
Ew.
I was 13 in 2019.
Are you serious?
2006.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That is crazy stuff. So my weekend was actually kind of entertaining. Actually, we had a weekend to remember.
Ew.
Which was a marriage retreat that Natalie and I attended down in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. And if you have or are married, Leah, and you want to try to get a nice sort of like biblical wrapper on marriage and making sure you do the right things and not falling into big traps and really just kind of how to have the best life that you possibly can. It's wonderful. I would check it out, weekendtoremember.com. It was extremely real, extremely raw, extremely emotional. I don't know if I've cried as much as I have over the 3 days. Now, I know that doesn't sound like something that people are just going to rush into and be like, oh, I want to do it. But after the storm, it is pretty awesome. So an amazing experience. That's what I got to do. We were in Nashville. Didn't see a lot of Nashville, but we actually kind of snuck down to Franklin, Tennessee. Have you guys ever heard of Franklin?
Nope.
just a bit outside of Brentwood, which is where Jack White's house was. We went down there and that sort of stuff. And it's just south of that. So not too far out of Nashville proper, but it was cool. Good weekend. So there you go. Hey, the other thing too what was that now?
Fun fact, there actually is a movie called The Final Countdown.
Really?
Cool.
Yeah.
Does it have anything to do with the song?
I don't know.
Dude, there's a movie called Everything. There's a movie called freaking Buttface McGee, I guess. I don't know. There's everything has a movie.
I don't think there's a Buttface McGee.
A modern aircraft carrier is thrown back in time to 1941 near Hawaii, just hours before the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor.
That's the movie's synopsis?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right. What's that Rotten Tomato number?
I don't know. I'm now looking up if there's a Buttface McGee.
Buttface McGee.
Me too. There's a series called Assy McGee.
Nice.
But
Can we say
Detective
that's
and
the same
Assy
thing?
McGee, and it's a Japanese cartoon.
From the theater that brought you.
Right. When you start watching it.
Buttface McGee.
I love it. It's a great movie. What'd you find out? No Buttface McGee?
No, there was a Japanese cartoon called Butthead, or it was Butthead and Assy McGee.
See?
Is the name.
That's awesome.
And they're detectives.
Hello.
And this is done by Judge Lance Ito. Is that right?
Junji
Judge Ito? Uh-huh.
Who's saying hello?
Who?
Hero.
It didn't say. What?
Hibachi banana teriyaki.
What a freak show. What a freak show.
It's a scene from Final Destination, I think 4 or not Final Destination. It's a scene from Scary Movie, I think 3 or 4.
Which is a parody, right?
Yeah, with this little boy who's Japanese, and there's a girl comes in, and she goes, "Hello."
Oh my god.
Hero, and then and they use Japanese, but it's just a
That's
bunch of
terribly
Japanese words.
racist.
It
she
is. I
goes,
can't believe that she's doing this right now.
Teriyaki.
Gosh. That's awesome.
That's horribly racist.
It's so
You're doing
Atlas,
great.
You're getting canceled.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
I think the era
Not
of cancellation is over.
I hate all races equally,
That's sort of like
Especially
my Michael Myers
whiteys.
flag, right?
especially
My Michael Myers
whiteys.
flag, no lives matter. So fun. All right. Hey, quick Indiana Jones update. Adam, you'll probably know what this stands for. And if you do, I'll be super impressed, by the way. I have no idea what it stands for. ESRB. Any idea?
Everyone sucks real butt.
No, it is not that. It is, in fact, something that deals with rating. And today, Indiana
the
Jones
ESRB is
PS5.
the rating bureau.
I'm speaking.
No, I
Indiana
was gonna
Jones
get it.
PS, and this is when we mute. Indiana Jones PS5 was rated a T for teen today, but they
Right.
say that if a game gets a rating, it's close. Like that's one of the last things that happens before it goes to production.
I had muted.
Yeah.
What's the SRB, Atlas?
E is everyone.
No,
No,
it's false. It's not that.
Something rating something.
I would bet it's okay.
Yes.
Adam, do you know what it is? Don't say what it is, but do you know?
Yeah.
Electronic.
All right, Adam knows. So let's try to figure this out.
ESRB.
It could be electronic or it could be educational.
Electronic
System
rating
board. Rating something.
board whatever.
I'm going to say educational system ratings board.
I'm saying electronic system ratings board.
What is it?
Rating board.
You each have 2 of those words correct.
Which ones
Okay,
aren't?
stand by.
Which
Which
ones
words
are they?
are correct? And we'll try to figure out the other two.
You only have I said you each have 2 words correct.
Are they the same words?
They are the same words. So it is rating board.
Okay,
Is
so we
RB.
have rating board. Entertainment.
And it is entertainment.
Okay.
Entertainment.
Entertainment
Style? No.
service. Entertainment service rating board. Adam service.
Nope.
All right.
Entertainment.
Here's what we're going to do, Adam. We're going to play a game. Atlas, I've already said
'Kay.
service, so my turn is out of the way. You're going to get to go next. We know it starts with an S.
Entertainment.
Adam, what is the second letter?
Oh.
You have a chance to solve.
What the heck is that supposed to be?
That means your turn is
That's your
over.
time.
Entertainment.
It is entertainment. Just say a word with SO. I mean, at least take a shot.
Sun.
So you're saying it's Entertainment Sun Ratings Board?
I couldn't think of anything.
Is it Sun, Adam?
No.
Okay, it's not Sun. So I'm going to say it's SO, Entertainment Society Rating Board. Adam, yes or no? Also no.
Jesus Christ.
It's also not that.
You just got
and
laughed
we
at
got
by a
laughed
fake
at,
crowd.
which is great.
Third level.
Third
letter.
letter. Adam, Atlas, you go first. Ready? Adam, go.
F.
Entertainment.
I got it. You better nail this. Yeah.
Not soft. Entertainment.
Okay. All right. You're right there.
You're right there, dude.
It's spilling. It's half of the word spilled out of your mouth accidentally.
Oh, entertainment software rating board.
There we go. Did we get it? All right. Woo. That was tough, actually. That was kind of fun. I think we should probably start doing that. It should be a weekly bit. That was pretty fun. We like doing games on this thing. Games are fun on here.
Wait, guys. Would you rather have unlimited bacon?
Oh.
But no more games? Or games, unlimited games and no games?
I hate
no
this
bacon?
question.
No. Would you rather have
unlimited games but no games?
Shut up! Would you rather have unlimited bacon and no more games, or games, unlimited games, no games?
Well, of course, I'd rather have bacon. That's dumb.
That's not that question. There's no question. That's not no.
It was the
rather
question.
have unlimited bacon, but no more. You would rather have unlimited bacon but no more games?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I'd have food. If I had unlimited games with no games, that does me no good. Am I misunderstanding something?
Well, you're having games, unlimited games, and no games.
That's like having unlimited bacon, but there's no pigs.
Anything can be a pig if you try hard enough. Amen, brother.
You need to quote book yourself on that one, please. Anything can be a pig if you try hard enough. You need to quote book that, because that might be a t-shirt. Anything can be a pig if you try hard enough.
The first Oxidize merch that goes out. Anything can be a pig if you try.
It's not even going to have Oxidize on it. There's nothing going to be about us or the studio. It's literally going to be anything can be a pig if you try hard enough.
So now I have 2 quotes.
You have 2 personal?
Yeah.
All right. So we had the pig one. What's the other one?
The other one. I'm looking.
Are you looking at the bottom of the studio floor? Why are you so far away from your...
I'm looking.
It's great.
It's not that one.
While she's looking, also, Adam, one other piece here. Forza 5 Horizon is also coming to the PlayStation 5 at the end of April. That's probably not new news because that's been out there, but I love how Microsoft is starting to spread their games to other
I got it.
systems. That'll be good. Thanks for allowing me that commercial break for you to get your other quote. So
my other quote is, "We're not gay men. We don't get STDs."
Okay. All right. Well.
Yep.
Anything could be a pig.
If you try hard enough.
If you try hard enough. I love it. That's kind of fun. So what were we talking? We were talking about games. I just threw in the Forza deal. That's good. What else was it? Oh, should we go ahead and should we do the new bit? Not really the new bit, the new segment.
Well,
let's do the
real quick little update. Hold on.
Yeah, give us some updates, man.
Amount of grades.
You've been too quiet tonight.
I know. I'm pulling something up. I'm actually pulling up my Steam library.
Your Steam library. Sorry.
After almost 7 hours of gameplay, I give Split Fiction a 9 out of 10. This is the game that was released last week that I talked about on last week's show, where it's a 2-player game.
Yeah.
It's excellent. It's probably, I very well could see it winning Game of the Year if GTA 6 doesn't come out in 2025.
All right, so catch us up again. Remind us of how that thing works. Is that the one that was done by the It Takes Two or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to have 2 people?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you played with
Studios.
our art director?
Yes.
You've played with our resident art director, Leah.
I have.
All right.
What?
Lexi.
There you go.
Thank you. 2 syllables, begins with L. I was in the ballpark. Lexi, I love you.
That's weird.
You know what I mean. Don't be weird. So Mio and Zoe, is that right?
Yes, Mio and Zoe.
Oh yeah. The writers trapped in their own stories. They get pulled
Yeah.
into their own story. Now, are they the same? Were they both writing the same story?
No. So I don't want to spoil too much, but essentially they are. Mio is a science fiction writer. Zoe is a fantasy writer. They go into this place to try to get published, and they get stuck inside of their stories.
Okay.
Somehow they end up getting stuck in the same simulation and playing through each other's stories.
And is it
so
cool?
Sometimes, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Sometimes
So
you're in a world.
literally both playing at the same time, or is it like you part of a world and then she's part of the
We're in
world,
this-
or you're
We're in the same world at the same time. We can go
on the
around
screen
and
together
do
at the
different
same time?
things. Yeah.
Okay.
Even if she is playing from home, it's still a split screen right down the middle. So I can see what she's doing on my screen, but then I also have what I'm doing on the other side of my screen.
And if you're in the same room, can you do that? Could you play together in the same room? If you do that, same thing, right? The screen's the same and it's still split?
Yep.
Interesting. Now, is that how It Takes Two is?
Yes.
It's also a split screen. So it's not like Mario and Luigi running through a super world together.
No.
Now, can you see her in the game? Okay. 9 out of 10. That's pretty high.
9 out of 10.
That's pretty high. What would
I was saying,
do you think Lexi would give it the same?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I could always get her in here.
Let's see. On
what her
PlayStation,
rating
apparently it
is.
came out on PS5 too, right? And you said it was cross-platform. Okay. It's 4.9 out of 5. So it is definitely being well received. On Steam, it's a 5 out of 5 with 14,000 reviews. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's a lot of reviews. It sold 1 million copy in 2 days. Well, there we go. Hey there. How are you?
I'm good about you.
We're talking about.
We're good. So we're talking split fiction. Adam gave us a rating on a scale. Did you hear Adam's rating?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Adam gave us a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. How good he thinks split fiction is. Here's the test. What is your number?
Probably like a 9.5.
9.5. Adam, you guys are right there. That's solid. He gave it a 9. So
Great.
It's a great game.
he was right there. He said that you guys have 7 hours in it, huh?
Do we
What?
have 7 hours?
6.7. So we're just under 7 hours.
That's now, how far into it are you? How far would you say you are into the actual game in terms of trying to, beat this thing? Do you know how long of a game it is?
I think we have like 3 or 4 bigger chapters left.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I've not looked through. I don't want to be spoiled.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's nice. Now, have you guys been, do you get killed a lot?
Yes.
Is it unlimited lives?
What
Yeah.
did you say?
Is it unlimited lives? Like if you
yeah.
die, if you just kept dying, eventually it's not like the screen goes away and then you're just on your own.
Mm-mm.
Okay. That's cool.
9 out of 10.
And then, so let's say that you finish the story. Is it one where you could go back through and play it again? Or is it?
The story wouldn't change.
So I guess what I'm saying is there's not like a, so you know how some things, some games will have like a campaign mode and then they'll have like a whatever else mode. This is kind of like one mode.
Replay kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nope. Just
No.
campaign.
Okay. Yeah, we can't hear you very well, but I can see your mouth moving.
campaign.
Just the campaign. All right. All right, cool. Well, that's something I think I said when you're here, we'll check it out, but apparently I don't need you here to check it out. So we can do it. Atlas, do you have Steam? You ever do that?
I never really have time.
Are you doing any video games?
Yes.
Thanks for chiming in, Lexi. What is your what games do you play?
Right now, there's this. So, do you remember the game Good Pizza, Great Pizza?
No.
Where you make pizza?
Is it on like the iPhone?
It's mobile.
Okay. No.
Well, there's this game called Good Pizza, Great Pizza, and the same people who made that made this game called Good Coffee, Great Coffee, and that's what I've been playing
Oh, okay.
recently. And then,
Hmm.
yeah, that's like it.
Okay. Time is the issue, isn't it? Time is an issue for me on the whole game thing.
And then sometimes it's just not fun to play by yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Especially like, I mean, I'll play Madden, right, by myself, but I very never will sit up there and play Super Mario's 3D World, which is a game that Natalie and I really like to play, but we play it together and it's super fun. Now, it's interesting though, is when we do play it together, we just use one player and we take turns back and forth, like when we pass a board or when we die, and then we hand over the controller. So
Interesting.
yeah. So we're just trying to run through the game that way. And whether there's some times where she'll run into a fire breathing dragon in like 2 seconds and be like, I'm playing again. But other than that, we're pretty good at sliding it back and forth, playing again. So, all right. What else? Adam, did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about on that piece? That sounds super cool. I'm glad that, because it had just come out, right?
Yeah.
So
It came out Thursday or Friday.
All right. Came out Friday and you've got 7 hours in for the weekend. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Explains why you didn't have a whole lot going on this weekend.
Yeah.
You were split fictioning.
Mm-hmm. Good time.
All right. Well, it kind of leads into one of the things that I said that we should talk about tonight, and that is relaxing. And I think I did not send that into the group chat, did I? About
You did not.
what we would talk about on that. Great.
You didn't send anything into the group chat.
Oh, I did the new segment that we're going to get to here in a little bit, but I wanted to, because one of the things is, hadn't we talked about how we can really sort of try to help people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam, are you involved at all? What are you doing?
Yes. Sorry.
What are you doing?
No, then I was looking at split fiction reviews. Sorry.
Okay. What'd you find out?
Just everybody loves it.
Yeah, it does it looks pretty impressive.
Jack has a playthrough that he's doing with Evelyn right now.
Do what now?
Jacksepticeye has a playthrough that he's doing with Evelyn,
Oh, who's Evelyn?
His girlfriend.
his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
They've been together for like 6 years.
Oh, geez. All right. And he's a fan even?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one of the things that we were going to talk about is relaxation, right? So life can be pretty stressful. And there's a whole host of reasons I think life can be stressful and things that are out there. I don't think we really have to talk about what those things are. Do you guys?
No.
I mean, when you say it's pretty, wherever somebody's at right now, it's kind of like, this is what's stressing me out. And it's hard to list them because you're going to miss something, because everybody's path and journey is a little bit different. So if you think about it that way, what are some things you guys do to relax?
Sleep.
Sleep? What else?
Mine's
Watch
game.
movies.
Watch movies?
Watch horror movies.
That's also fair.
You watch horror movies, Adam?
Mm-hmm.
What if you're feeling anxious? If you're feeling really anxious, would you go watch a horror movie? Is that how you'd relax?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
Just don't choose one that's going to make you anxious.
But you have a serial killer or some mass violent crap going on.
None of the movies I watched on Saturday made me anxious, except for Megan is Missing.
That one did? Why did that one make you anxious?
Because it's exploitive. Like, there's like a bunch of scenes that are only there to shock people.
Okay. Yeah. So sleep and watch movies. That's it, huh?
Mine's game and watch movies.
Okay.
Or TV.
Watch YouTube.
Okay.
Watch YouTube.
TV.
I do. I wrote some down, and I did curl up with a blanket and watch a mindless YouTube series, like I did with Beast Games. That was kind of fun. Or when we did, when I was doing, what's his name?
Penny
Ryan
series.
Trahan, something like that.
Yeah.
The Penny series.
Ryan Trahan,
Yeah.
the Penny series.
Yeah, exactly. That was the other one. I thought that was cool. I'll play video games. Like, one of the things I like doing is cuddle up at the end of the night and playing iPhone games, Monopoly Go or whatever, something mindless, just to kind of take the chill off.
Have you been playing the Pokemon trading card game on your phone?
I haven't, but Lennon and Silas were over last week. They had a night with Papa and Mimi, and that's all he was talking about. He loved it. They love it.
You should get into it.
Are you playing it?
Yes, sir.
Atlas, are you
We
playing
could
that?
battle. We could
No.
trade.
I couldn't give less of a crap about Pokemon.
Really? I thought you used to like Pokemon.
I played
Didn't you play Pokemon Go for a while?
when it was popular.
Yes.
I played Pokemon Ruby. I think that's the one you got me on my 2DS.
Yes, that's right.
I
The
played
Omega
that.
Ruby.
Omega
Yeah.
Ruby. I played that for a little bit, and then
Okay.
I got completely lost, and I didn't
I
know what I
know.
was doing.
That's the problem with Pokemon. I do too. I get all excited and then I try to get into it and I just get lost and have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So-
And that was it. And I'm kind of over it.
What's the game called, Adam? I
What?
don't have it. This the card game.
Let me look.
All right. Look, I'm going to download it right now.
And it's just Pokemon TCGP.
And what does the TCGP stand for?
Trading Card Game
Pocket.
Pocket.
There it is. All right. And what do you do to get your cards?
Every 12 hours, you can open a new pack and you get 5 cards in each pack.
Okay.
So it's literally like you're playing like the actual trading card game, but on your phone.
Okay. So,
Like,
and you
and you
don't pay for it.
I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to at all.
What do you mean you could pay for it? What does that mean?
Like you can go in and buy stuff to make that time shorter so you can open more packs.
I
But-
got you.
I've not spent any money on the game yet, and I have over 200 cards.
And how many can you get every day? Just 5?
Yeah.
Did you say it's every 12 hours you get a new pack?
Every 12 hours, you can open a new pack.
You should wake up earlier. You'd be able to get more than one.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm downloading it. So I've got it. And then I can trade cards with you. Is that how that works?
If you send me your friend code.
Oh, that's fun. I'll do it.
If anybody out there is listening, also we can battle.
Really?
So,
Is it
yeah.
real time battle or is it turn based battle?
I think it's. I actually don't know. I've not battled yet. I'll try battling Lexi tonight, and I'll get back to you.
Okay. Lexi does it too.
Yeah.
All right.
Lexi
So
has
what is
more than
your,
me, and I don't know how.
what is your, do you know what your game code is or your player ID or whatever it's called?
It's some.
Well, I'll tell you what, put it in the
long-
show link. Put it in the show.
I
Put
will
it
do
down
that.
below the show somewhere.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then if you play the game, if you're listening and you play the game, put your thing in there. Can you? Is there
Yeah.
a limit to number of friends you can have?
I don't think so. 99.
99 is the limit
I think so.
to friends. Okay, well we're not going to have that many.
And
So
I have 4.
you have 4. All right, you have some room to go. Atlas, will you get in on this?
Bruh.
Come on, Atlas.
I'm just blowing up. Everyone loves me so much. No,
Play
I don't care
Pokemon
about,
with
I
us.
don't give
But
a
it's not about the
shit about
game.
Pokemon.
It's
It's
not
not
about the
about
game.
the
It's about
game.
us.
I don't play mobile games.
You just said
I play good coffee, great coffee, and that's it.
You play a coffee game,
Yeah.
but you won't play a game with your bro
I
and your
don't-
papa.
Yeah, I won't.
Me,
You're
Poppy?
correct.
Papa, can
That is
Me,
you
correct.
Poppy?
hear me?
You won't play with me, Poppy.
No, we're not doing that.
Papa,
I don't-
can you hear me?
What? What was that?
Nothing.
Wait,
So-
what? Wait, no. Adam, what's that from?
Isn't that called
What is
like
that from?
Lent or something?
Wait, sing it.
Lint.
Papa, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's from, but I definitely understand what you're talking about.
Yentl it's a movie called Yentl.
They sang that in Glee. They sang that song in
They
Glee.
also Deadpool sings it in Deadpool 2. It's also sampled. It's Barbara Streisand. It's also sampled for "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?"
Of course, it's Barbara Streisand. Rachel Berry
the
loves
same
Barbara
melody.
Streisand.
Dude, this terms of use is ridiculous how far you got to read through.
Yeah,
Privacy notice. I mean, what are they going to do? How are they going to get all up in my business just from me grabbing a couple of cards? Any idea?
Who
They're
knows,
gonna
man?
turn you into a human centipede.
Nice. That's real pretty.
That's an episode from South Park.
It is?
Yeah, Kyle doesn't read the terms of service for an Apple iPhone. So he gets turned into a human centipede. And everyone is
That
everyone's
is
like,
great.
dude, you don't read the terms of service, and he's like, no.
That's great. That is very funny. Adam, I am still going through the approval process into this game. Like the amount of times I've had to click stuff is unbelievable. Do you have a
Yeah,
Nintendo
it's rough.
account or how did you sign in?
I did not. I just kind of signed in.
All right.
On God,
I didn't
for real.
do
I'm
it.
downloading data right now. So it had to download. After all of that, I'm now downloading additional data. So, but anyway, get into it. It is Pokemon TCGP, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
sir.
Yeah.
And
TCGP.
there you go. So that's a new way, maybe a new way for you to relax. Do you get a bunch of the same cards, Adam? Are you at that spot yet?
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's how it is in Monopoly Go too.
I have
We play the
another
sticker
thing.
game and we keep getting more stickers.
I have another thing.
Depends on what packs you open. I open a lot of the same pack. There's 4 packs you can choose from. Right? There's 5 packs you can choose from right now.
Okay.
But
Is there one where there's 2-pack?
That's messed up. That's messed up. That's
Is
messed
there
up.
2 packs you can open up?
no, there's not.
There's only 4 or 5. Ooh,
5 packs.
the screen's beautiful, by the way.
Yes, sir.
The way that it's showing the cards and how that's all going around, like in 3D-ish.
I have something else that helps me relax.
I love Snorlax, by the way. Anyway, go ahead.
He's so
what
cute.
helps you relax?
Guard. Recently, I've been doing so much more color guard, which
Do you mean
sucks.
physically doing it?
Yeah.
How are you doing that?
I have a flag and a rifle at home.
Okay.
And I've just kind of been spending mindlessly, but it's fun. Like I miss it so much.
Yeah.
Especially
Me
because
too,
I've been
dude.
watching so many guard shows recently. Like today I watched Voila again. I've watched Voila so many freaking times. And then
Never even heard of it.
it was the Avon 2024 show, and it got a score of 99.25, which is
Okay.
a record, and it was an amazing show. It was so good.
Okay. And that is your you can watch that online, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because the show is that good.
Yes.
All right, Adam, I've got Pikachu, Mewtwo, Charizard. Which one should I go with?
What packs are they? Oh, it's the Gen Alpha packs, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The genetic apex right out of the gate, the 3
Genetic
boosters.
Apex. Yeah.
Does it matter?
Not really. Just kind of
So-
what you might get.
All right. Is Pikachu basically for suckers? I feel like
I mean-
Pikachu is always like the cute face of Pokemon, but he's not cool.
He is cool. He's like an electricity guy.
Adam, what's your take?
I mean, he
Is
can be
Pokemon cool or
useful.
is he just like the OG face?
You mean Pikachu?
Thank you. What'd I say?
He's kind
Pokemon?
of well.
Thank you.
Originally, the face of Pokemon was supposed to be Eevee,
Don't
But
even
more
say that name around me.
but more people liked. Why?
Pikachu? Long story.
Yeah.
Long
But
story.
more people likes Pikachu, so he kind of became the face. Also, especially after the original '90s anime.
Oh, look what I just got an ad for.
Dude, that's
Pokemon?
bizarre. Yeah.
Nuts.
And were you searching it online?
No, I'm playing Bacon.
That's bizarre.
You're playing what?
Bacon.
Let me ask you this.
You
Would
have
you
a
rather
piece
have
of
bacon.
unlimited bacon and no games? Or unlimited games and no games?
It's games, unlimited games, and no games.
Stupid. All right. So those are relaxation. Adam, I'm going to find if this relaxes me. I'm showing you the game right now. So you can see that I actually do have it.
Yeah.
That you're not lying.
I will let you know if this relaxes me or if it just ends up stressing me out.
This game is
And I'm
not
not sure how that's going to go, but we'll figure that out.
I'm proud to say.
And we'll talk offline, Adam, and you can give me your gamer code, bro. What is it?
I'm gonna crash it. I'm gonna crash it.
Or whatever your
Jesus.
thing is.
This game is not
You got to do it by the code.
All right, hold on. I got Squirtle.
Code is-
How's that feel? Squirtle?
Squirtle's pretty solid.
What about Diglett?
Guys, I have no idea what the heck they're talking
What about Paris?
about. So I'm just gonna talk.
Nah.
Looks like a crab.
Yeah, it is.
Rapidash.
Rapidash
Rapidash
is
is
dope.
cool.
Rapidash is dope.
Arcanine X.
Can we do this off
Arcanine
off
EX.
podcast maybe?
Yeah, we can do this. All right. So I got 5 cards anyway. So anyway,
Cool.
yeah, check it out. And now, because it's through the whole intro, so I'm not going to be able to get it quickly. So yeah, Adam, when we get off, just text me your thing and we'll hook up, and then I'll start stealing cards from you.
You'll do what?
I see it, but I can't see it.
It's a Charizard EX. It's like one. Oh, hold on. Let me show.
We're done with the Pokemon talk.
He's
Holy
nerding out. He's
bean.
nerding out. There's people out there right now that are about to crash out because they have just learned that they've got a new way that they can play games. And
full art Arceus EX.
Oh yeah, he's pretty. He's pretty. Well, I'm interested to see kind of how it goes and plays. I'm always looking for things to keep me young, like crashing out, that kind of stuff.
Crashing out.
I think it's fair to say that I probably go a little too long with them, Alice.
Probably.
Very. Because you're still using cooked.
Cook. Yeah, let him cook.
Let him cook, dude.
So anyway, relaxing stuff. We were talking about that. So video games, curl up with a blanket. That's one of mine. Journaling.
Ew.
I like journaling a lot after I journal, especially that's my anxious thing. Like when I'm really anxious about something, I'll journal. And I always journal in a way that is a letter to myself. If that makes sense. So I think journaling is pretty important. I listen to instrumental jazz. That is very relaxing for me personally. Again, I'm old. And then some of you will relate to this, some of you not yet. But I always seek out Bible passages like, what does the Bible say about anxiousness or love or loss or whatever it is? And the Google machine can get you in front of some awesome resources in terms of that. But yeah, so lots of different things that you can do from a relaxation standpoint. But, this is a different world right now, I think is a fair statement. There's a heck of a lot going on, and it's important to be able to find those things that kind of chill you out a little bit. So there you go. There's your piece of advice for the day, but not only piece of advice, because now we're going to transition into.
Oh, wait. I have one more thing.
A new segment after Atlas is one more thing.
You said, Dad, you like video documentaries, kind of?
Video documentaries.
Do you like video
Aren't they all video documentaries? I guess there's audio documentaries. Anyway, go ahead.
There's this guy, I think we've already talked about him, Wendigoon.
Okay.
He makes videos on horror stuff. He makes stuff on religious stuff. I think you would like him. I watched a video of his on Saturday about Dante's Inferno, the book, and the 9 levels of hell, and it was actually really interesting. And I think you would find it interesting too.
Interesting.
Because he reads through Dante's Inferno, Dante's Purgatorio, and Dante's something else.
Was that 3 books? Did Dante have 3 books that are all about the same sort of a thing?
Yeah, he wrote one about the 9 levels of hell. He wrote one about the 9 levels of purgatory, and he wrote one about the 9 levels of heaven.
Interesting. All right. I don't know a lot about him. So, Dante. What was his first name? Anybody know?
No idea.
He's pretty old, right?
It's from literally year 12. like 1200.
1200. So he's pretty old. All right.
Just a little.
By Dante.
Yeah, when was it written, Adam?
It was written, the publication date was 1321.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And when did Gutenberg invent the printing press? Hey Siri, when did Gutenberg invent the printing press?
In a year.
Here's an answer from study.com.
Okay, she did. 1450.
1436.
All right. Oh, this said around 1450, so that's probably acceptable. So if it's 1436 and dude's book came out in 1300,
yeah,
you wouldn't have been able to read it like a normal book. You would have just had all these different pieces of paper, I guess.
It's also a poem.
What is? Dante's Inferno. There's a poem and a book?
Yeah.
No, just a poem.
Oh,
just a poem.
Okay.
No way.
Oh, this is interesting. Oh, that makes sense.
Oh,
have you ever heard of the game Devil May Cry?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it from that?
No, but you know how the main character's name is Dante?
I don't think I knew that. I just know the game.
So Devil May Cry, the main character you play as is Dante,
Okay.
who is a Nephilim, which is part angel, part demon, right? His brother, you find out in one of them, is named Virgil. Well, in Dante's Inferno is a poem about Dante's journey through hell, guided by the Roman poet Virgil.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So I guess the characters of that
real-
game are named after Dante's Inferno, which it never clicked in my brain for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
kinda
it's a
fun.
really long poem called Divine Comedy, split up into Hell, Purgatory, and Heaven.
Oh, there you go. Right.
It's
And they're each,
Inferno,
like, 1 hour, 30
Purgatorio, and
minute
Paradiso.
Okay.
videos.
Interesting. And Paradiso, I'm assuming that's paradise.
That's
Which would be
heaven.
heaven.
Yeah.
All right.
Which
Cool.
is also the name of a planet in what is that game called? Starfield. And it's like the paradise planet. Fun fact.
Interesting. Never heard of that game. There's a lot of
Interesting
games like that.
factoid.
All right, so we got about 4 minutes left in today's wonderful session. Do you guys have something that we should start off the new segment with, or should we punt that?
I actually do, because it's
Well,
about this time.
Let's tee it up. So we were talking, one of the things that we've talked about for a long time was our desire to actually try to have some of this help people and reach out. We all deal with stuff. We know that you guys all deal with stuff, and we want to try to do some things that we can to try to make life a little bit easier, better, give you a better understanding or whatever. So I sent a note out to Adam and Atlas, and I said, hey, look, let's do this. Let's do Dad's advice. And essentially I said, I want you to come up with one thing where you have a situation where you need advice or guidance, whether it be you, somebody that you know, somebody that's in your center of influence or in your sphere of the same place in life. And let's see what 51 years of experience can get me. I will say that this could be interesting because I have no idea what you're going to ask. I've not done any research on it. We've not communicated on it, which is what will make it more of a conversation than me just reading something. So that part's kind of fun. There. That's how we're doing it. Adam, go ahead.
So it's funny that you say this, because this was an unprompted conversation literally about 10 minutes before we started recording. I was walking into Studio Z?
Your Studio Z, yeah. Mm-hmm.
To start recording, and right as I walked past her, Lexi goes, what is it, 1095 C something? 1095
1099?
1099 dash something. I don't know. Something in related to taxes.
Yeah.
So what's a W-2? What's all the tax forms that we like? I know that like we can just go in, at least for where I work, I can just go in, get it all printed off, and send it to somebody.
Correct.
But like, what does all this stuff actually say?
All right. So it's a good question, actually, Adam. And we are definitely in that time of the year where you guys might be like, gosh, I go to my mom and dad for taxes, or, whatever. You give it to somebody else to do it. Well, there's going to come a time where you want to start doing that yourself, either because, well, you just get old enough where you should do that yourself, or because, you're going to do it yourself at some point. So essentially, here's what happens. When you earn income, you get to pay taxes to the United States government for a number of reasons. Social Security, Medicare, all these other things that our tax dollars will go to. There are separate line items of taxes. Some of these taxes you get credit for, so it's taken off and you're not really paying extra tax on it. If you have a 401k or an employment work plan and you're contributing to your 401k, that comes out of your income before taxes, which means that your taxable amount is less. At the end of the year, your company is going to give you a W-2. The W-2 is basically for salaried wage earners or hourly wage earners that are an employee of a company. You will get a W-2 at the end of the year, and this tells you, here's how much you earned, here's how much you paid in federal tax, here's how much you paid in state tax and Social Security tax and Medicare tax and FICA tax and all the different taxes that are in there. That is a report that shows it. Now, if you work as a contractor and you're not considered an employee of a company, you are then what is considered a 1099 employee. As a 1099 employee, they give you this 1099 at the end of the year, and through the year, they typically do not withhold taxes. So as a 1099 employee, typically what you'll have to do is either be disciplined enough to set back a certain percentage of that so that you can cover those taxes, Or at the end of the year, you could find yourself in a pretty deep hole when they come to you and say, hey, you made, $30,000 last year. You didn't pay anything in taxes. Now you need to send us a check for whatever the tax amount would be. So
Interesting.
that's essentially how it works. If you're an employee, you're going to get W-2'd. You may hear somebody who's like, oh, I'm 1099, right? So, for Lexi's situation, I don't know if she's considered an employee of the company where she does what she does. And if she is, then she'd be W-2'd, but it's very possible she would end up being a 1099 employee if she's considered a contractor, somebody who's
Right.
working for the company but not employed by them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's in general how it works. And then on top of that, you have all these other tax forms that are going to come into existence. You have the 1099-R, which is a distribution from a retirement account. You have a 1099 DIV, which is taxes that you're going to pay on dividends that you receive from investments. You're going to have a 1099 INT, which are taxes that you're going to pay on bank interest that you have, right? So you could be just like slumming along trying to save your money. You're getting a little bit of growth on that from the bank account. And then guess what? You get to pay taxes on it. So great question. Nice little top of the house kind of conversation about how that process works. And if you're somebody who's been working and you're like, man, I've never done taxes before. This is going to be my first year. What a disaster. If you worked for a company and you're an actual employee, you're going to have a W-2. You can take that through TurboTax, which is a very, very easy way to kind of start to figure out how to do it yourself. Or you can go to your family or pay a professional to do it for you. It just kind of depends. Most folks can do TurboTax for free. So it's a good way to look at it. There you go. So there's a little bit of taxes 101. And I know that can be a frustrating and scary time as people start getting that because you don't want to mess around with the government. I will say that younger in my career, I forgot to pay taxes for an entire year. And the next year, I went and I started to file taxes. And the guy that was helping with the taxes said, can you send me your tax return of last year? No, because I just realized at that point I had not done one. So that sucked because you've got taxes and then you have penalties and fees and stuff that are associated with not being on top of it. So make sure you're on top of it. But yeah, you should definitely, by this point in the day, April 15th is your tax filing deadline for tax year 2024. You should definitely have your W-2 or your 1099 if you've been working. And if you don't, it's time to go knocking on some doors. So
Yep.
Good question, Adam. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that's going to be one of the things that we'll continue to do. So you guys keep your ears open, right? If somebody wants to contribute, send us an email, oxidizepod@gmail.com, or they can go either onto our Instagram, Atlas, which is
At Oxidize Pod.
@oxidizepod, or you can just type something in here below the show, right, Adam? There's a question place that they can do that. So
you can do that on Spotify or on YouTube.
Yeah. So if there's something that you have a question about that you want to just grab some old guys' advice, be happy to give that to you. Giving advice is actually what I do for a living. And, as they say, if you ever walk past somebody and somebody gives you advice while they're cutting an apple off of with the knife and they eat it off of the knife blade, you always take that dude's advice. I don't know why. I just heard it. So anyway, there we are. We're at the top of the hour. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Atlas has been very quiet. Too busy downloading.
I have my question too, you butt face. What the
Well,
heck?
Guess what? We are back into the mode of what, Adam? Punting.
What?
Oh, so we're
Punting.
punting the woman's? No, I'm asking my question.
You can ask your question, and this will be a cliffhanger.
Okay.
The answer comes next week. So go ahead.
No, it doesn't. How do you go from being from not having to worry about money to having to worry about money? Because that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about having to focus on money and have to support myself instead of.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. And I know, and look at me. This is not a joke. This is a conversation that will help people. And it's a conversation that has more time than we have.
So we're punting.
We're punting. But we are going to come back to that. And that will
Okay.
actually be how we start episode 4.
Okay.
Is with that question, because I could see when you said that, Adam started getting the hives and kind of scratching his face, because those are the questions that you guys actually have. And again, like I said, fortunately, this is kind of my profession in terms of dealing with numbers and this sort of stuff. So I think it is a great question. It's definitely a conversation that we need to have. And I'm totally okay having it on the air if we can help other people. Okay.
Mhm.
So love you, kid. Great question. We're definitely going to hit that next week because that's definitely a major stressor.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Adam, anything else from you, man, before we go ahead and wrap this bad boy up?
I don't think so. Just
All right.
if like he had mentioned before, if you want to get in contact, have questions for the advice column with Dad, but also if you have questions for any of us that you want us to answer on the show, or if you have any topic ideas that you want us to talk about, you got our email, oxidizepod@gmail.com, and then @oxidizepod on X, formerly known as Twitter, which does exist, or the Instagram, which is also @oxidizepod, or put it in the comments, either here on Spotify or here on YouTube, because this is where they're at.
And we will have eventually an update on the merch, right? The shirt.
Yes.
Anything can be a
Yeah,
pig.
we will.
Anything can be a pig if you try hard enough. That'll be coming to you as well. So that's what we're going to try to do.